My journey for more presents led straight to the strange but true. What is going on, fellow fans of Clash of Clans? I hope you have had an amazing holiday season, and I realize it is coming to an end, so I thought now would be a great time to put together a comprehensive video looking at my journey through the strange but true as I quested for ever more Santa's surprise gifts on my Strange But True Town Hall 11 account. So, of course, we were out there looking for the unusual bases, looking for bases that had Christmas trees, people that cared about their Christmas trees, in hopes that they would revenge me. We found a lot of very cool bases, we found some really unusual bases, and I thought I would share everything that happened to me over the past 3 weeks or so with Galadon 11.0, and if you've been following, you know that we did rename the account from Galadon 11.0 to Presents Please, and I even went so far as to create an original clan called Santa Surprise in hopes that maybe we would get some, and well, for the most part, it didn't work. But it didn't stop me from getting out there and being generous to all those other players that were truly in the holiday spirit, like this one right here, a very cool Town Hall 11 Christmas tree shaped base. But defense after defense after defense after defense after defense, we were not getting any new Santa surprise presents on our base. But it wasn't for lack of trying. Every few minutes I was logging on to the account, removing the shield, removing the guard if need be, and making sure that we were vulnerable to be attacked. And of course I was also going out into the wild with a handful of Santa spells of my own in hopes that I would find players that cared about Christmas as well, and those like-minded players might just maybe click revenge. We even of course made a video about 10 days ago about this, and the video didn't seem to help much either. But we did occasionally find players that had previous year's Christmas trees, and that was one of the requirements. In order for me to drop my spells on your base, you need to have more than just 2021 trees. I wanted to see as many previous year's trees as possible, like this guy right here. He got multiple presents wrapped around his trees, but no revenge happened there either. It was surprising how many message and unusual design bases we found, but then again, you have to remember that I'm down around 600 trophies, so nobody who's down here cares about defending, right? They really don't care, so they're out there either advertising their favorite animal, their own name, or in some cases looking for a girlfriend. But you know, that okay, whatever. Now, some of my other accounts did actually get Santa surprise gifts, including Galadon 14. Which is of course the only Town Hall 14 in all of Clash of Clans that has no heroes. That is right, you can go to my home village and see that I do not have any heroes, yet I am a Town Hall 14. Don't ask me how I did it, because it is a highly guarded secret. Of course, now there's always Bert 36. Bert 36. Now this one took me a while to figure out. We went ahead and of course dropped presents on this guy's base because again, he qualified. He's got previous year's Christmas trees strewn throughout the base. He had at least 3 or 4 years worth of Christmas trees. I think it was 3 actually, right along the bottom here. So we handed him a bunch of Santa surprises, and then I went out and tried to decipher what Bert 36 meant. Well, lo and behold, it is a 36-inch shifter. So this guy must be a fan of 3-foot-long shifters. No, I actually never did quite figure out what Bert 36 meant. I figured it was like a sports figure. Tell me if you guys know down in the comments, but that one eludes me to this day. What else happened? Oh yes, we did find a few players that were building spawner bases, and these of course are bases where players are looking to get those obstacles to appear naturally around the outside of the base, although this guy also invested a massive amount in shuffles because the organization was maybe better than any other base I've ever seen. And then there's the big gap in the middle. Now that looks like a gap where you might see obstacles spawn, but of course that's where the bombs, traps, mines, and hidden Teslas are. That also would explain why the little gravestones are there as well. Any attacking troops might have died over there, and that's why those aren't actually gaps in the base. This was a well-designed spawner base, and obviously was going to pick up a few more Christmas trees this season. Back at home, we tried again and again and again and again. That's a dozen defenses right there with no Santa spells dropped. So yeah, it was pretty depressing, and I thought at one point that we would go the whole holiday season without getting a single Santa surprise dropped on us, and then one day I logged on, just over 600 trophies, and things looked a little bit different We scroll through the defenses, and sure enough, over a dozen defenses earlier, a kind player named TM had dropped 5 Santa spells on our base in the process of 3-starring me, which maybe isn't the most holiday-like thing to do. Nonetheless, we did send him a friend request, and he eventually joined my clan. Now, this is an example of a reverse spawner base where somebody is hoping to build their obstacles from the inside out. And I just thought that was kind of a cool thing to show. Definitely very different, more a la Peter $17. And then this guy right here. I mean, talk about your Christmas trees. Not only did he have tons of great Christmas trees, but also this was a Town Hall 11 close to my heart because it was also rushed and built prior to the Town Hall 12 update, where you could indeed build a base missing buildings with only 1 cannon. But unfortunately, he never came back and avenged me with Santa's surprises. But I was not discouraged. I got out there and spent thousands more gems on gemming spells so that I could go out and just drop them all over the place. Every single time I found somebody, I was dropping Santa surprises, including if they already had gifts. But this guy, ATO, check out the strange but trueness of this attack. As we go back to my log, you ready for this? I found the same player twice in a row. I attacked ATO 2 times, dropped 10 Santa spells, and he still didn't avenge me. Come on. Okay, now we did get a few more gifts dropped on my Archer Queen of all places. That doesn't feel like the appropriate place to put them, but then again, it looks like this player was interested more in wiping me out than leaving the presents. He just happened to have those in his arsenal, but I'll take it. That is still a cool thing to do, so we send him a friend request as well. Also, I don't know when Shark Week is, but there you go. Happy Shark Week. I thought this was one of the coolest bases I've ever seen. This guy, very unusual, very original, and I like Shark Week too, but I also liked his Christmas trees, including some older ones up here. Sent him some Santa spells, and Mr. Shark Week, yeah, he didn't come back either. And when is Shark Week? I don't think it's in December, right? It's like in October or something like that. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, so eventually we did see somebody who had bought the Snow Day scenery, and I thought, man, this really pops. It really sticks out. Definitely the Clash of Clans artists have outdone themselves this season, and of course they probably just turned up the saturation because the color on this thing is just crazy. But the idea was spawned in my head. Wait a minute. If I want players to drop Santa surprises on my base, then maybe I should do everything I can to make my base look festive, right? And in addition to having all of the gifts that are already there, we of course needed to go out and buy our own Snow Day scenery. So that is what we did next. And of course, before we did that, I did faithfully use code Galadon, which I hope all of you do before you make purchases in the shop. It helps out. Half goes to charity, and it keeps the channel going. So thank you guys that are doing that. But here we go. This is how it looks now. And I'm telling you, yes, definitely. Now we're going to pop. We're going to stick out. And people are going to know that this is the base that you want to bring Santa surprises to. And yes, the good news is it actually did work. We did have an epic attack that came up against our account from a player that only dropped 5 Santa. Wait a minute. There it is right here. 5 Santa spells. And did you see the name of the clan? The name of his clan is Read Description. Okay, so we will definitely go do that in just a moment. But as you can see, he very kindly and very carefully dropped these Santa surprises in areas where I didn't already have a bunch of gifts. That way, trying to get me maximum coverage. It looks good. It started to cover the base a little bit more thoroughly, and I was beyond excited that Hamude from the clan Read Description decided to attack me. So, yes, Hamlet, I probably just murdered that name, but whatever. Okay, here we go. Read Description. He was out there looking for Santa's presents. It's the coolest thing. So finally, we found a like-minded player. He's much higher in trophies than I was, but perhaps winning all those defenses pushed me high enough that he finally met me out in the wild, and yes, it was a happy union. So we went back, we avenged his attack and brought our own 5 Santa spells. Now, his clan just said drop Christmas trees in the corner, so I went ahead and dropped them in all of the corners. Now, you'll notice that he does have obstacles set up on one corner, the far left corner, that are going to kind of push the trees out into the corner. Also here down at the bottom, and then the walls look like maybe they're also making an arrow, so maybe I should have dropped all of the spells over here on the left-hand side. Instead, I did drop 3 of the 5, and I have to say, that is his oldest Christmas tree over there, and it looks pretty good. So lots of Christmas trees. We finally successfully exchanged gifts with another player, so Santa's surprise finally worked, and maybe it will work again before the end of the season if you find my base, but that's okay because I already got the greatest gift from you possible. You made it all the way to the end of the episode. That means you are the true hashtag GalaFam. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of it. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet, and I will see you all back here again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.
Galadon, I'll leave you a Santa's surprise. It won't be a present though.